Oh, thank God that worked out.
Everyone's fine. Don't worry. I love the levels of comedic violence where sometimes people are fine and sometimes someone was just cold executed earlier.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta. With me here today is we have Norman Rafferty in his Halloween getup.
Hello world.
Yeah.
Halloween.
I mean, I don't know what you're seeing. I'm seeing bats. Looks like bats on an orange background, which is typically Halloween colors too.
Oh no, it's red camouflage, which I have no idea what this is for. I guess people invade tomato factories.
I guess, or yeah, if you're hiding amongst the dead bodies. I mean, I'm not mocking you for clothing, obviously. This is a wrinkled work outfit, I guess. I don't know what the hell. I literally thought it was bats. I thought it was bats on a orange background.
That's what I'll tell people.
All right. Anyway, what is it that we're here to? What is it we're here today to watch? What did you pick for us to watch today?
So I picked an obscure original video animation from basically the golden age, from the 80s, before the last decade. This is Riding Bean, which is a spin-off of Gunsmith Cats. Gunsmith Cats was a popular television show. We're not watching that. Instead, we're watching this one-shot direct. I think they tried to spin off Bean Bandit, who was a side character in the manga. I think he also showed the show into his own storyline. So this is an exemplary OVA. Like this is just everything I love about old school anime, and I'm looking forward to sharing it with you.
Yep, as I've said to you, I've never seen this before. I actually haven't seen Gunsmith Cats either. So the whole world it's wide open to me right now. This could be anything encapsulated in a 40-minute window.
Yeah, well, let's take a watch. I'm ready when you are.
Yeah, let's do it.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
I mean, even the opening, like, it's perfect. 5 stars.
I mean, if I was going to guess, I would guess it has more to do with vehicles than it does guns.
It's got both. You're welcome.
Well, I mean, the name... Look at that. The name has writing in it. It has that chrome over the name, and then it starts with the revving engine.
Guess what city this is?
Los Angeles?
No.
I should know by the overhead train thing, but I don't.
In fact,
Detroit?
That's the cue. This is Chicago.
Ah, damn
so
it.
Chicago's famous elevated train.
Yeah, I've seen it in so many movies.
Well, but the long shots of the city with the buildings is just generic city. In fact, this is generic office. Yes, old school anime. Everyone cancel Rafferty.
I've watched anime from every era of anime so far, so...
Oh god, the paint. I'm thinking.
Yeah, I was trying to figure that out at first, if she was just like wearing a leotard.
There she has tan lines.
Yeah, I couldn't tell at first.
Oh, it even takes place in a mall. How 80s can you get? Junk food store. Guys, meet me at the junk food store.
I mean, right now it has the read of like Cobra at the mall. Oh, so he's the driver.
He is Riding Bean. He is the driver.
Well, that's why I said Cobra, because I thought he was going to come stop them. I didn't know he was one of them. So this is more like Baby Driver. Baby Driver was also Cobra.
Yep. All those police cars have the same license plate. I hope someone got fired for that guy.
That chin, though.
That is a chin.
I mean, it's distinct from every other face in the show, so I guess they've done their job. So Smokey and the Bandit cop scenes.
Oh, something's going on.
I don't know if that was just... Was she trying to make herself identifiable for the camera?
Yes, that's a plot point. That'll come up later. This is what I was talking about in the anime Ego VHS release. All those subtitles would have been in different colors and different justified. But
今回の稼ぎでそりゃねえだろ稼ぎがねえなお前の責任だ俺は俺なりの仕事をした金は約束通りもらうぜおい次の仕事はごめんだね
Okay, so they're mad that he's charging them more money than they made.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, I thought that was literally her hair, so...
Yeah, it's,
Okay. A little bit of Mission Impossible too, I guess.
Yep. I think
So-
that's supposed to be like a voice changer unit or something.
So she made herself look like somebody else so the camera, when they go to check it later, will think somebody else was guilty of the crime?
You're onto something. Gun porn.
That's the frame that I froze on. Not this one, but the gun.
Yep.
Now, it's not the same girl as before, because she doesn't have the same tan lines.
I know Toshiba made coffee makers.
Different companies, different eras.
Oh, I love that toaster oven. Tasers were relatively new in like 89.
Oh, I thought the implication was the batteries didn't work. Okay, we're just trying to kill him. Is she a detective? Is that what it's supposed to be?
They are, I don't know if they reveal this, they are partners. So he is a professional driver and she's gun buyer.
Oh, I was about to say, my next thing was going to be partners in which sense?
Yeah, I don't think they were romantic partners.
それより昨夜はどうだったの？お金はちゃんと取ってきた？
ああでもなああいったガキ連れてやたら打ちまくるドジ野郎はもうお断りだで今週のスケジュールは
今週どころか今月はもうないわよ。
ああ
だいたい最低でも4万ドルなんて高すぎるのよ。値下げして仕事を増やさないとやっていけないわよ。
値段は関係ねえぜ宣伝できねえってことが問題なん
Not
だ
a
ろ
big pineapple guy. Especially when needed that way.
警察の電話盗聴のテープは回してる？
ああしかしろくなネタが入らん
Just drinks right out of the pot.
I mean, he took a hot pan to the face, so I'm assuming he's just got the...
誰だ
運びの依頼です。開けてください。
うちは運送会社じゃねえぞ
ロードバスターへの依頼です。
The Roadbuster.
警察じゃありません。
今開ける
お願いです。助けてください。誘拐組織から逃げてきたんです。警部。
So the two people they were pretending to be, so they've been... Is it a grift?
Yeah, it's a grift. There's more to it. Oh! Here's your Cobra.
I meant Cobra the guy, not Cobra the vehicle.
最大トルクは58キロ。タイヤはグッドイヤーイーグルを履き、足回りはビルシュタインで固めてある。もうロードバ
Cobra
ス
is my
ター
favorite car,
の
though.
収め時で。奴のために潰された74台のパトカーの恨み。
I think that's more on the police.
Yeah, this is the police inspector.
No,
who
I
wants
mean,
to
he blames
nail-
them for. He blames the Roadbuster for wrecking 74 cars. They drive like they're smoking in the Bandit right into shit, so it's their fault.
そんなことを言うために呼んだんで。
仕事だ仕事。お前がいつも追ってるロードバスターの件だが。
任してくださいよ。やっとまともに張り合える車見つけたんだから。
しばらく忘れてろ。
え？
誘拐事件だ。おとといグリムウッド社の社長令
The
状が
Grimwood
さらわれ
Group.
た。で、お前もそっちへ回ってくれ。
冗談じゃない。
So I'm gonna assume that we're gonna see a picture of her at some point, and it looks like the little girl we keep seeing.
グリムウッド財閥が
Ah,
殺しにどれほど
see, you've seen anime before.
I mean, honestly, I keep looking at this, expecting that guy who ties grenades to his nuts to show up.
資料は
This is in the same vein as Bull, but better.
14日の夕方に行方不明になった。
Ah, the dog. She pets dogs.
モーリスです。ああ、モーリスさんよ。なんで
But I guess the doubt that's going to be in my head is I don't know who anybody really is because now we've introduced wigs and fake faces.
Yep. It's crime.
It's Mission Impossible level stuff.
お願いです。あなたの車で屋敷まで送ってください。十二分な報酬をお支払いします。なぜこの事務所を知ってた？グリムウッド財閥にも情報部があります。そこではすでにあなたは有名人なんですよ。
ビーン、本当よ。警察の電話がその子のことを話してたわ。10分前の録音よ。
どうせキッドポルノのモデルにでも流されたんだろうが。
Yeah.
グリムウッド家の令嬢、しかも11歳とくれば変態どもは鼻血を流すぜ。やけくそになってないで会議ぐらい出たらどうですか。
I don't know why I thought she was going to be holding a radio and not a recording.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's it.
5万ドル出すんなら OK だ。
I don't know, I think because I'm too used to, hey, listen to this, not, hey, listen to what I recorded.
Her hearing is so keen she can hear submachine guns being cocked across the street.
I mean, you can see it tearing the wall away. I wouldn't keep hiding behind the wall. Time to hit the floor.
死んだの？
脳みそ出して生きてりゃゾンビだぜ。
あの子は？
あそこ。ガラスがめげる前に椅子ごと蹴飛ばした。一発も当たっちゃいねえよ。
まだ寝てるわ。
よっぽど強力な薬をやられたか。
ビーンは大丈夫？
嬉しいね。
Will they run out of
心配
bullets?
してくれるとは。ね。
They fired and left. That's what you do in a drive-by.
Well, it wasn't a drive-by. They set themselves up across the street. They knew where he was.
I wouldn't hang around. If they fired, notice the bullets actually hit it. I wouldn't hang for his bullets hit him and he didn't die. I would hang around.
Yeah, I mean, words about his bulletproof jacket.
このテープだけで信用してもらうのは苦しいわね。
Yeah, so they've only got the tape as a verbal contract.
ま、5万は苦しいかもしれんが、相手の出方次第だな。犯人と思われたり。
Sorry, now seeing his hair up close too.
逃げるだけの話だ。
どうしたの？今回はえらく塩らしいじゃないの。
幼児誘拐だけは苦手なんだよな。
ねえ、さっきのやつら誘拐犯の仲間かしら。
Now, my first thought was maybe it was a grift from the previous two that we saw to get their money back from this guy by pretending to be this person. Or
Right,
setting
notice
him
there
up. Or
Yeah, notice there are... Well, they're already suspicious. They already said that's weird. They would just start shooting like that.
I was about to
Just with
say
the
I
body.
didn't think that's what was happening because this guy was dead, but now he's not dead.
Look, do you see that nice
Squibs.
touch where... But squibs on both sides because they didn't know which way they would be facing when the shooting started.
Well, you got me there because I already double backed on myself. I thought it couldn't be this because that guy's dead. And
yep, it's a setup.
ここです。ロードバスターだ。ええ、でも問題は後ろの席の人物でコンピューターで拡大処理したのがこれです。
Computer and ants.
Why don't they have the forethought to check this video camera footage specifically, though?
Well, someone sent the tape to the
Oh, okay, that makes sense with the whole setup
to the
thing now.
police.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought they were just checking the last crime that these guys had committed before, because that would be an
Nope,
insane
it's-
level of detail to be going over.
Someone sent them the security. How about coincidence? Huh? They just happened to send them the security tape. Happens to have the girl in the back seat.
So they were
Yeah,
already
they
planning
totally
to set him up before the other thing that they were already doing.
This is a very elaborate setup.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate it.
マスタードはつける？
ああ、たっぷりとな。ちょっといいかな。
Oh, so they've got the real girl. I didn't realize that. I thought it was still just gonna be her asleep.
All right, I think we're gonna hit a problematic moment here in a minute. So, oh, yeah, they've got the real girl, whereas this is the one who was pretending to be her.
私のラバーよ。
君は年はいくつなんだ。
失礼ね、レディーに年聞くなんて。それより早く。
Ah, 80s anime.
To be fair,
ああ、ちょっと。
answering that would be problematic if something is about to happen the way you're suggesting.
ああ、
Not answering,
Yeah.
I'm assuming she's like 19 and
That-
short.
that- so of course, that's what we'll assume because it's anime.
Well, she carries herself like an adult. She's got an adult fucking haircut, so.
It gets more problematic.
ちょっと部屋を出てもらえんかね。
あら、わっぱはめてちゃ大変でしょ。手伝ってあげようか。
いや、
I forgot about this part.
ダメよ。カーペット
Oh, I'm so old.
叶わないわ。私がさせてあげる。
いやいや、今日はまだシャワーも浴びてないし、汚いよ。
じゃあ口できれいにしてあげる。
Yeah, looks like we have to put my editing
君ね。
my editing cuffs back on.
ないのよ。セマもいつも褒めてくれるわ。
やめろ。ああ、すまん。
何すんのさ。親切でしてやったのに切り落としてやってもいいんだよ。
女の子のすることじゃないよ。
善人ぶるんじゃないよ。おっさんだって裏で散々なことやってきたんじゃないか。
そりゃ誤解だ。
銭のまま金持ちになったやつなんているもんか。
彼女にそう教えられた。
True.
そうよ。いつもそう言ってるわ。
あんな奴の言うことを信じてるのか。
あんなやつとは言ってくれるじゃない。私は一応仲間内じゃレディーで通ってるんだけどね。
おかえりなさい。
ただいまキャリ
A lot shorter than I thought she was.
ー。人質相手にちょっとサ
Yeah.
ービス
Well, she has to
を
impersonate a child, so she is pretty short.
やだ。
Right, I just haven't seen her next to anybody, yes.
承知しないわよ。この色がき。
やめろ。
Wow, they put a lot more frames of animation than I thought they would.
お姉さん。
教育の仕方が足りなかったかしら。
So it's just something they're
すい
into.
ません。だから
今度また
Well,
こんなことをしたら
I think they only have a short amount of time, so they're trying to establish this is a dysfunctional relationship among criminal.
Well, the moment that she, like, bent over and said mistress, it's like, yeah, okay, I see what the relationship is.
出かけるよ。
Yeah.
支度して
They're supposed to be extra creepy.
Well, people are into that power dynamic play thing. I can't, like,
人質の分際で使う
what you
言葉
do in the
じゃない
privacy of your own, in your own bedroom with the hostage you're taking is up to you.
運が良ければ
With the hostage you're taking. Yeah, I think
プロ。
we need a picture. I consent. The hostage guy going, I
ロ
don't.
ードバスターか。
I mean, the act of being a hostage is already...
奴が一流ぶりを
Yeah.
発揮してくれれば、こっちはその分逃げやすくなるわけよ。
それはどういう。
Right. So their plan is because everybody hates Writing Bean to make the police all go after Writing Bean while they get rid of him.
したくないわ。さあ、出発の時間よ。
So that's the whole plan, to get rid of him?
Well, I think they're planning on holding him as hostage because he's worth a lot more money.
But he is the
And
dad,
they-
isn't he?
Yeah, he's the dad. Well, I think they all assume he's out looking for her or something like that. Whereas, right, as you'll see here, Roadbuster is a distraction.
Well, no, I get that point. It's just...
正面ゲート。
You'd figure if they actually have his daughter, he'd pay the money in the ransom. Unless the implication is, no, he wouldn't. And they're trying to get the money from
Right.
him directly.
Right. Well, here he is trying to drop off the kid.
Look, his jacket
Ow.
can stop bullets. I'm already, like, no doubt the car can.
Jesus Christ. Don't stand in a circle, you idiots!
普段何やってんのかしら。
酒とタバコと
Yeah, he's a drug lord's level of private security.
ああ、ですです。親愛なるグリムウッド家の諸君。盛大なお出迎えを感謝する。俺は運び屋だ。名前は訳ありで言えねえが、諸君たちの同僚のモーリス君からの依頼で誘拐犯グループから逃げてきたチェルシー嬢をお連れした。
ドアを開けな。すぐにお嬢さんを下ろすんだ。ドアロックを外して手を頭の上に乗せろ。
今証拠のテープを聞かせるよ。私はモーリス・グレイ。
Yeah, how do you get her out of the car at this point?
Well, he's trying to get them to lower their guns.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's obviously not gonna happen.
Yeah, he didn't think they would do this, and even if they did, he's got a foolproof car.
Yeah, I mean, unless you got like one of those back seats you can put down and like slide her into the trunk, try to exchange her out that way.
Interesting. I don't think he's holding the panic
Yeah, I
button.
would say, oh, is that a panic button? I thought he was just holding a grip, like he had a grip in his car because he does so much shit in it.
Yeah, no, cars have those. Oh no, yes, he literally has sort of a panic bar. Holy shit.
Well, he also has this weird bar thing behind him in the back seat too.
That's the roll bar. That's if the car rolls over, the canopy won't crush you.
Right.
ここのガードマンにモーリスなんてやるはいねえ。会長と金はどこだ？
Right, and of course they're saying, why do you just have the girl? Where the hell's the chairman? So apparently when the chairman showed up to drop off the 2 million, they kidnapped him, took the 2 million, and gonna extort even more money.
So this car is, I'm gonna assume, armored enough that it's gonna stop all these bullets, and they're eventually gonna shoot at it. Yet it's so light that the dude one-handed bumped it, and it shook.
Yeah, I know, weird. I like his anger management where it puts whole walnuts in that. Jesus, oh, okay. And the weird independent wheel suspension. I have no idea how that works.
It's the main thing the car does, apparently. He's done it twice in a row now.
Yeah, you could only do that if each wheel was on its own independent axle, which is nonsense. Yep.
Like I said, the car is full of all these like extra functionality, but it's so light that one guy can fist bump it and bounce it.
I like how she has her seatbelt on, but they just left the girl loose in the back seat. She'll be fine. Uh-oh.
Have an anti-material rifle.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
On wheels, too.
I mean, this is just going to get silly. I mean, that's what I love. It's like, yeah, I can understand, okay, sure, they have like lots of guys with guns, but just happen to have an anti-tank one.
Got the money to bankroll it, I guess.
Yeah, Pashi no danna. Genki?
How many characters in this show come from the main show, or are they all new?
As near as I can tell, Bean Bandit, the driver here, showed up. He definitely is in the manga because I've seen it. I don't know if he showed up on the show, but his handler is totally new.
But like, Percy's not a guy in that.
I don't think so. No, I don't. I think he's invented for this show too. There are characters like him, but not him. But don't hold me to that. That is what on Gunsmith Cat stuff should be.
If I let her out, they'll shoot me with a cannon. And you had a whole conversation here in front of the guy that you could have let her out.
Yep, but didn't. It's anime.
っぱり一番近いお部屋から立った方が良かったんじゃねえか。
バカ言いなさい。もし裏がバレたりしたら、奴もまずそこを押さ
I
え
think that's the only hint that they're in Chicago when they say O'Hare.
奴はね、何十代
Yeah,
の
but
ことかを
I don't
潰し
have a knowledge of
たくさんの犯
airports,
罪者を
so
犯していたプロドライバーよ。多分殺にも捕まらないわ。
I just really don't understand why he like rolled down the window and peek his head out to have a conversation with the guy when he still had everyone behind him ready to shoot him.
ちょっと待ちなさいよ。
Oh, because he's cool like
どういうつもりな
that.
のよ。
いやどういうつもりって見りゃわかるだろ。ガスチャージだよ。
ガスチャージ。飛行機の時間がないのよ。
15分もありゃ済むって。
I love this guy's pink shirt. That's how you know it's old school anime paint
間
and
に合うんで
trace.
しょうね。
満タンならな。
Oh, okay, they're here.
いらっしゃいませ。どうぞ。
I was wondering if we were establishing a larger cast of characters for a minute.
危なかったのよ。私たちのことを犯人だと思い込んでるんだもの。いきなり撃ってくるし、あなたを下ろす暇も与えてくれないし。
He's explaining the story to her.
20ミリ撃ってくるし。そりゃ私
Yeah, I looked up what gun that is. I wonder if it's in the firearms database.
30本とバドワンケースね。
30 sparrows and a case of butt.
いちごのプディングとミルク。あ、
やっと喋ったな。腹正直でいいや。サンドイッチとストロベリープディングとミルク。
ありがとうございます。少々お待ちください。
Oh, a sandwich. I thought they were saying a sandstrop. That's where the different color thing would have worked out for the subtitles.
シャツが食いついてくるだけだ。お嬢ちゃん本当に違うんだろ？
うん、私じゃないわ。
So I think it's cool that their enemy ego
されていて同じ服を着てた。
ゆうべのやつは
is redoing this, but I don't know if they're.
ハロー。お、俺だ。
Like you said, their trailer's in English and it has no subtitles, so.
すまんな。
Okay, so according to the firearms database, that is a Solotherm 20mm anti-tank rifle.
始末やからだが部屋に死体はなかったとよ。
じゃあ、
死んだふりして逃げた。
ガードマンたちは今朝200万ドルの取
When did this come
What
out?
is it?
この子を俺たちに押し付けて
89, which means it could have been in production earlier than that.
200万ドルも
No, the confusing thing to me is I just saw a billboard in the back advertising $2 hamburgers, which seems too modern a price for hamburgers.
Oh,
それなんだよな。
yeah, but smoked hamburgers for $2. That would not have been beyond the pale in 89.
大体ビーンがカメラに撮られるのがいけないんじゃないの。
しょうがねえだろうが。
I mean, you're saying bespoke. This feels like a fast food joint.
乗り越えればよ
Yeah,
You know,
but
so like 89-cent hamburgers should be the fare.
but they're also like drive up. You know, like I'm guessing they
Like
would have
Sonic.
hamburgers.
Or Checkers. Or I don't know what your regional standard for them are. There's 100 million of them.
犯人の仲間。
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking this is probably a local place since they have like roller cars. But once again, yeah, $2 would have been expensive, so these better be damn good burgers.
あれだ。ああいう感じのやつ。
Ah, enemy coincidence.
腹こっちに向けてそこにパトカーがガンガン。
And some cop cars smashed into it. It's the same one.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
I love this. Hey, it's that. I'll do that for me. Guns out.
How else do you stop a truck?
I know. That's what I love about it. It's like no explanation, no go get them, guns out. She just tried to kill a guy, because remember, these guys are criminals.
ミンチになるまで引き潰してやる。
冷静に頼むわよ。燃えるのは結構だけど。
Scaring the kid?
灰にしてしまうことのないようね。
わかってるって。取るもんは全部取り上げてやるや。
Yeah, I think no one at this point they've stopped caring about the kid's PTSD.
アクセラキープした。ハンドルを頼む。
I love this. Just take the wheel, I'm getting out.
Yeah, but the whole thing is that you're the driver, so shouldn't you be driving?
Well, he's got to go get the truck. I love that the first grenade shows up and then he just didn't even wait. He just started throwing more of them out. That was your bowl moment there.
Yeah.
Once
Never-
again, kid is no seatbelt.
Yeah, I was saying, never told her to put one on. But worst of all, she's not getting that sandwich.
I know.
Marlboro lad. I can tell
I know,
what Marlboro
yeah.
lad is.
Yep.
Don't see
89.
that anymore.
Oh, my favorite part. I got an ace in the hole.
私の足元の荷物を取って。
おい、どこにあるんだ。
悪いわね。
To be fair, she said it was her ace in the hole, not his.
I know, just Coldstone executes him because he's a loose end and uses him to weigh down the gas pedal.
I was just wondering if she was here or not. I thought she might have been still back at the place with the dad, but I guess everybody's here.
Yeah. Get a little speed racer here.
I almost forgot that they drove through a bunch of signs telling them to stop.
I'm not sure how that actually works as emergency brakes, but I guess it does.
I mean, it cut through concrete, so...
Well, asphalt.
I don't know, it's
But they would be spinning along with the wheels. If you want brakes, you actually want drag. You'd want like an anchor.
Well, assumedly he put on the brakes at some point, and they were drag. That's what I assumed. I mean,
yeah,
that or put in reverse, so they'd be pulling against.
Yeah. Well, it's a silly anime. Okay, they're heading back to the city.
Also, that sign said all traffic to turn right.
All traffic.
いい加減に機嫌直してくださいよ。警部が奴の目の前にいたんで誰も手を出せなかったんですよ。撃てば警部に当たるかもしれなかったですし。いや、カナキ、俺はな、散々苦労してこのコブラを探し出したんだ。レストランにかけた。
I think they're like trying to make him look American.
Well, I just getting the feel this is like Baby Driver meets Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah.
There are also a lot of 60s and 70s anime about just... I can't remember the name of it. It's a movie where it's a runaway car trying to escape the police for like an hour and a half. And
I love this. Wait, Grand Avenue? Are we on Grand Avenue? You are on Grand Avenue. I love that they pause to do a reaction.
That's the Smokey and the Bandit bit.
Oh god.
Oh, so not perfectly bulletproof.
Well, it's bullet resistant, but yeah. And he is firing a shotgun at point blank.
Yeah, that's pretty thick.
10 gauge solid slugs. Not even a 12 gauge, 10 gauge shotgun. Yeah, see, they explain it. Oh, this music.
Handgun of choice for Dirty Harry. Oh, thank God that worked out.
Everyone's fine, don't worry. I love the levels of comedic violence where sometimes people are fine and sometimes someone was just cold executed earlier.
I mean, it's to the benefit.
Gun ports.
Because you never know what's going to happen to somebody if you randomly kill people.
Yeah, but they've got her dad in the back seat, so she tells him not to shoot. Oh god, this music, I love it. There's the elevated train, we're in Chicago. Little French Connection.
Also, isn't this the first level of Driver?
Might be.
The PlayStation game?
Everyone rips off French Connection. car's not involved in the accident.
Well, I mean, to be fair, how many more cop cars can there possibly be? We literally wrecked 74 of them yesterday.
Car, and it's a bandit. Bot took everything.
子守を頼むぜ。
はいはい。あのおじちゃん、パパを助けてくれるんでしょ。悪い人追っかけてるも正義の味方なんでしょ。あら、そんな
That's how it works, lady.
大丈夫。根は悪党だけどミーハーだから。
We're figuring out which set of bad guys gets the ransom.
He watches at least 2 heroic movies a week. Just got a knife.
さすがだね、ビンバンディット。まさか見つかってこうまで追い詰められるとは思わなかったわ。
女か。
昨べの伏線の張り方は見事だったでしょ。
何言ってやがる。やっぱりお前ら投資郎だよ。
道を塞ぐのに使ったトレーラーをそのまま逃走用に使うとはな。
見つけたのは偶
To be fair, if these were amateurs, I don't know what the experts are up to.
他の車に隠して
I know.
私を殺してもあなたより先にサツが見つけてしまうだけよ。どう？取引しない？あなたの車とこっちの人質がいればメキシコまで抜けられるわ。あなたは運び賃として50万ドルを受け取る。逃げたいんだったらすべて私が世話を
Quick turn knife throw.
俺が望むのは200万ドルと人質。それとお前らの命。全部だ。
I like that he cuts the transceiver, which startles her, and that keeps him in on where she is. Oh, yeah.
Okay, he's also the Terminator.
Apparently. Yeah, I mean, that's why he's not... That's why he only carries a knife, because he is not impressed.
Well, I mean, he's also, like, shopping at John Wick's, like, fashionista.
Yep. I love her determined face. So anime. No PTSD, no time for PTSD.
Well, I mean, reasonably, the girl should run for it. And we already know that's not her.
Yeah, we already know.
I mean, even if we couldn't figure out that the real girl is behind her.
Yeah, he says, I think it's her in disguise, and it's like, I'll shoot her anyway. I love this trick. She grenaded him, and he's mad.
It's one of the stills I remember from the Enemy Go website.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Well, to be fair, he has 2 more line scars he did before. Wait a second. So the other guy has the real girl?
Apparently.
Stop or I'll kill my own accomplice?
Yep.
ビンバンディット、あんたについてはいろいろと調べさせてもらったわ。まさにモンスターだわ。
そう分かった時にプランを変えるべきだったな。
He was a true monster, he wouldn't have stopped.
You have a serious flaw. You can't let kids get hurt. If only you were willing to murder children, you could be a true criminal.
I guess the flaw here is that she's implying that you just don't know if this is a kid or not. And that's why it's a 1-episode OVA.
Didn't even pause.
Because the headband's made of the same material?
I think he's just bulletproof. I'm not sure.
Well, because he's like, looked like he was still concussed, so...
Yeah, well, he got shot in the head. Because how do we explain he survives the grenades, but...
So what she have behind her back? She's pulling a Die Hard now?
It's even better. Like, how did he survive this?
Did he? Okay, never mind.
Yes, he's fine.
No, his eyes, the way his eyes were.
He's just ridiculously cartoonishly tough.
So yeah, he's Terminator.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. They wait. They foreshadow it, but they wait. He just starts laughing. Is that right-hand drive?
Yeah.
She found the only right-hand drive car in all of Chicago. She left one bullet in the chamber and tossed it in the magazine. I guess it is a bulletproof headband.
I don't think so. The whole getting hit by the car thing must mean he has got that durability.
That's also true. I mean, they could claim he's got bulletproof clothes.
Well, because he also did this from the inside of his headband to push the bullet out, which implies the bullet still would have cracked his skull. You know, something.
Yeah, when she fires the bullet, because the car gas tank is perforated, it sets off the, which makes the car explode. Which, by the way, they don't do in real life.
It's an action movie. We're action movie law.
Yeah, action movies, cars explode.
大丈夫かね。出口には警官隊が。
俺が今一番気にしてんのはパトカーの数じゃなく晩飯は何にしようかってことだ。
Well, am I gonna eat? Yeah, I'm a cool action guy.
200万ドルも払っ
Sure, it's okay giving us $2 million.
安いもんだよ。
So he was a good dad who was willing to pay to save his daughter, which in case we didn't have to go through any of this.
Well, their plan was, I think, to take the $2 million and ransom him again. I think, yeah, for even more money.
Also, you can see the bullet hole right through his headband. It hit through.
Oh.
外は警官だらけだ。乗るか？お前のおかげで金も手に入ったしな。
Yeah.
おいおい。
まだ2発残ってるわよ。
よせよせ。45
You better aim for the eyeballs. The only thing we don't know can't stop bullets.
ヘマーリンが死んだわ。なのになんでお前だけ生き残ってんだよ。
俺のせいだってのか？
そうよ。
なぜガスに引火したか。お前の方が痛いほど知ってるんじゃねえのか。
They tried to kill you.
I mean, that implies she shot around you.
勘弁してくれよ。
あら、この子ったらもう寝てるわ。よっぽど疲れたのね。
That's exhausting.
So I guess if this had been made into its own show, she would have been a third character?
Probably not.
But I don't know why she's in the car with us.
Well, because he's offered to give her a ride.
それに変な虜。まだまだこの街は遊べるぜ。
And that's writing me.
I mean, it was good. That's right up there with any 80s action movie, I feel like. I'm mostly thrown by the fact that the main character turned out to be a Terminator at the end.
Yes.
Like, I don't know. I could have written off the bulletproof jacket is a thing. And even though we see it through his skin through the headband, that maybe the headband had something in it. But then he got hit by a car and was fine.
Oh, wow. So the villain's name is Semmerling, and she's actually named after that distinctive gun that she's carrying with that distinctive trigger guard. That's a Semmerling LM4.
I mean, you listed it as gun porn, so it doesn't, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a lot to unpack. I'm glad that I was on the ball for picking up a lot of the early stuff so I could understand everything that happened near the end, again, except for the fact that they sent a Terminator back in time to kill nobody.
That was a Calico. I thought that was. Wow. That's a deep pull that with Calico M100 was in there.
I did not hear King of the Road.
Yeah, the Calico is a bizarre submachine gun that you really only see in movies because it looks distinctive.
Bean Bandit Boogie. Yeah, no, I don't know a lot about guns. Yeah, no, I got that. You've described that, but I don't know the original source material, so it's just you calling him Bean Bandit and them calling him Road. What was it? Roadbuster?
The caller's name is Roadbuster.
I thought they were calling him Roadbuster. Because Percy leans into the window and says something about Roadbuster, so I thought that was his nickname, the weirdness of being called Bean Bandit, and I thought Bean Bandit's nickname was Roadbuster.
Yeah, it might be. I assumed Roadbuster was the car, and they're trying to catch by extension, the people who are in it. But maybe they call him the Roadbuster. I don't know.
When you got a car that cool, I guess you got to call it something. Even though it had less tricks than I thought it was going to have. The car, I mean.
I see. That's one reason why I recommend this as an example in school. First of all, it's short. It's only about 40 minutes, and it does have the ridiculousness of it. Like, there's never any explanation of why Bean Bandit is supernaturally tough. He's the only one who's that tough. But the plot is sophisticated enough that it's interesting, but not so much that it's too convoluted.
Well, I mean
it sounds weird. Yeah,
it leaves itself open to do a lot of stuff if you were going to do something with it. Like, you could explain why he is that way. You could explain... I mean, I guess you wouldn't have to explain a lot about the world because you've already got the setup of a different show.
Right.
But, like, where'd you get the car? Why are you this way? What's your relationship with that other woman? Are you going to do anything with the hopeful adult behind you in the back seat?
Yeah, to my knowledge, the handler is just is unique to this.
Yeah, I'm saying that there's a lot of places to go. Like, what's the next mission? Like, this could have been what, a 4-episode arc if it was like done in a show?
I think this had the right level of compression. I think it's a 40-minute story. Like it does move a little quickly, but they put in little bits to make sure you don't feel lost. It doesn't feel like there's any padding or compression. Like when they show that they're doing a morning routine of getting the coffee and breakfast ready, that's world building and also a story beat. You have to go from incredible violence to domesticity to establish tone, especially when the brutality happens later. And the production value, I think, is consistently high. Like, even though this will still have the painted backgrounds and the English, in bits of it, I think the production's clearly on display.
I mean, I was looking across all the backgrounds. That's why I said I pointed out the burger place. I didn't really notice any English.
There are a couple typos. There were like a couple like markets that had extra I in them.
Yeah.
And there was also the junk food store. Like, there was a sign advertising, "Where's the junk food store?" It's like, they usually don't.
I mean, to be fair, it's not inconceivable a junk food place could be called junk food store. I guess it's the benefit, though, of background stuff being written down in a OVA about a car racing down the street, is that you're not going to notice a lot of it for too long. You're constantly changing your location.
Right. And a lot of times they deliberately left, words that, because they're making the backgrounds quick. They have to tell you where we are, but they don't have to be that detailed. Like I know a lot of people make a lot of hay out of Silent Hill. They say it takes place in Kindergarten Cop because the school that they have in it for, the elementary school uses photo reference from Kindergarten Cop. And it was like, well, that's what they had. So I'm sure that the many locations that are in here of Chicago, a lot of them are just photo reference. So when there's that sign that says burgers $2, I'm sure somewhere there was a place selling burgers for $2 that just is a photo reference they had.
I mean, we just added to that one shared universe that has all the other shared universes into it.
I do think it's funny that they have the establishing shot of the city and it's generic anime establishing shot instead of like actually Chicago. That amuses me.
Like I said, I recognized the railway, the elevated railway, but I just couldn't figure out where that was. I was like Detroit, because I think I felt like I've seen that. I guess it just has that feel, pissing off everybody from Chicago. I guess when I make that reference.
Yeah, I mean they had to have the L. You know, and I'm sure they had photo reference for that because that's a signature feature. But like I said, the establishing shot does not look like Chicago at all. It's hilarious. It looks like generic anime city.
Yeah, but I guess this is what the best. I guess this is the best you could have gotten with Riding Bean.
I did think it. I'd only noticed this time she has when the car she hot wires is the right hand drive car. The only right hand drive car in all Chicago. That cracks me up.
I don't know. Maybe out of visiting a foreign dignitary or something. But yeah, no, I mean, like you said, if they launch this into a show, it's not like a shonen anime where you could like have a fight scene the last couple episodes. I think it would be pretty disjointed if you tried to have a car chase across a couple of episodes.
Right.
Unless you did a cannonball run out of it, in which the whole thing is a never-ending car chase.
Right, and so they do have the ridiculous car action. I think some people might get turned off by some of the level of violence here, like when Summerling just executes, her henchman to use him to weigh down a gas pedal. It establishes her as a big villain, but it's also, pragmatic because, she needs to get rid of him. She needs a truck to keep driving. It is funny that they have another car in the back of the.
I mean, that's standard. That's like Knight Rider shit right there. I guess my thing is the inconsistent level of violence, because when the first guy gets gunned down in the building, I think, okay, this is that kind of thing. And it's like, oh, he's not dead. Those are squibs. How many people actually died? Because I'm only thinking about the trucker now.
Well, so
confirmed deaths.
After the mall job, that one cop is killed because Summerling brutally executes him.
Oh, right.
There's the henchman that she brutally executes. So that's at least two. Pointedly, both of them by Summerling, who gets her comeuppance at the end of the movie.
Right. It's just that you get that kind of expectation that this is, okay, anybody could die violently. And then most people are just like, okay, in car crashes. So you're saying people could be put off by the level of violence. And it's like 2 confirmed deaths by us who just watched it. So
well, not only there's 2 levels of violence, but don't forget that when they do the mall heist, they strip a woman naked for no reason, drag her around, and then threaten to kill her by shooting near her head.
Pointedly, the first minute? So anybody who's previewing tapes is going to see, oh, that's my first impression? Because, that's the thing you do with cheap knockoff VHS movies, is you put all your stuff in the very first minute. So when they get previewed, that's what you think the movie is going to be, and then you can put all the low quality shit after. Not what they did here, but it sets your expectation for that kind of thing.
And it's weird because they have a kind of comedic tone. But like I said, this to me is very emblematic of that old school anime where it's realistic locations, realistic guns and cars, characters interacting with each other, gratuitous exploitation for its own sake. There's naked people and there's the whole hostage in exchange, which is incredibly sordid and exploitative. But then there's also the ridiculousness of Bean himself. Why is he bullet resistant? No explanation. He's just the toughest guy in the world.
Was he that way in the other show?
I think so, but not to this level. He's a character just shows up. I don't remember seeing him in the show. In the manga, he just kind of shows up and does some driving. He's just a big tough guy. I think he does the walnut thing in the manga.
I mean, are people superhuman in Gunsmith Cats?
Not super indestructible. In Gunsmith Cats, they're often doing impossibly good shooting. For example, you saw it here with the handler where she throws the clip, but still has one bullet in the chamber and manages to hit him across the, center of skull.
Yeah, but that doesn't read as superhuman. That just reads as good. Right? Superhuman is something nobody can do except for, above human people. That's just a good shot, and you kept one bullet in the chamber.
Well, also, one of the characters in Gunsmith Cats has a bulletproof overcoat, but, that...
Yo, you mean like he did?
Somehow. Yeah. I think it is implied that his jacket and headband are bulletproof.
Well, no, because again, you can see his forehead through it after he pops the bullet out. So the fact that the jacket doesn't full of holes after every gunfight makes me think it's not that.
Right, but no explanation how he gets shot in the skull and just shrugs it off. So
I mean, I at least appreciate that you gotta go wonk-eyed and everything. He's impacted by the impact. Same thing for the car. He's something, right? They pause him for a moment.
So and which would have been unusual in '89. To see that like domestic or first of all, you wouldn't have American animation like that, and an American movie probably wouldn't do that. Like not even Rambo gets that silly. So, but this is '89 too. So this is the tail end of U.S. exploitation cinema.
Yeah, LaSalle, is that an actual name of a Chicago street?
It sounds like one. Let me look this up because I'm sure they did.
My only thought about it was literally this comes out, I think, like the same year as Macross does, and one of the Macross main characters is LaSalle. I don't know why it just popped into my head, but as you said, it actually sounds like it could be a real street name. So I just maybe it's no connection at all. No,
it is a real street. Famously, it's where the Chicago Board of Trade building is. So
famously,
yeah. Well, because that building was featured in The Untouchables. It's a building that they use. It's very another reason why I'm mentioning it's famous is because that building is very iconic. And one problem with this movie is it does not feature a lot of iconic Chicago locations. Like they have the elevated train, but they seem to have confused it with the one from New York because they're ripping off the French Connection. As much as they talk about this being Chicago, there's nothing I can point to in this movie and say that looks like Chicago.
Well, we got a road name at least.
Right. I mean,
even though I don't think we saw the building.
Yeah, and LaSalle is a big, important street in Chicago, but I think the big wide street they had a shot of would have been LaSalle, but they're in a different place when they talk about it. So, yeah, I mean, they did some research. I mean, that's what's kind of nice about it. They did some research. Obviously, they had lots of good reference for guns and cars. And the character design stands out. They're doing that old school anime trick of to tell the women apart, we give them exotic hair.
Yeah.
So, because
like I said, otherwise the handler, when she's changing at the very beginning, otherwise I would have thought she was the woman from the first scene that was naked, if not for the fact that her tan lines were different.
Right.
Because she has the same exact outline.
Right. Because you only draw one anime woman, which is unfortunate. So, but this was an example of what they were doing. They had the pipeline set up and they were cranking out a lot of anime. I don't know if this was designed for Western audiences in mind. This would have been pretty early for that. So I think they just, happened to have it. I don't know if they were planning on doing a Riding Bean spinoff. Maybe the internet knows more.
Oh, I thought you said that was the plan.
I know it is a spin-off, but that's the problem. It's hard to know with OVAs because, in the late 80s, early 90s, the anime market could do no wrong. There was just money. Anything you wanted to do, they would do. Okay, so checking the notes here. Okay, no, it just says it's a one-shot anime. So yeah, that's a spin-off of Gunsmith Cat. Okay, so Riding Bean had a manga that was running in a manga anthology called Noisy, but that magazine went bankrupt, and so eventually Riding Bean's manga was compiled with a bunch of Gunsmith Cat stuff.
Yeah, that's weird, because it does feel like it's a setup for something, but I guess a lot of OVA kind of do that. Because I guess you never know, unless you put it out there, what might sell and what might not.
Well, and also because the market originally was for people to buy this and then take it home. They had the studios. When you have an animation studio, you have to be working. A big problem is it'll take you several months to finish a project, and you'll have different stages because you'll have the storyboards, the pencilers, the paints, the recording. Well, the recording's probably early, but that could take several months. So when the paint and trace and filming part's going on, your pencilers have nothing to do. So you can't just, you don't want to fire everybody, because if you do that, you'll have to assemble everyone again for the next project. So you get them another one. And so during the late 80s, there's the anime boom where they're just like, okay, we got to keep everybody busy. I don't know, make this race car thing. I don't know, make MD Geist again. Why not? Keep everybody busy. And so that's why you have a lot of this stuff that got cranked out of variable quality in this time period. Today's anime market is very different.
Well, I don't know. Of the 80s anime I've seen, this one was pretty good.
This is very good. It's 89, so it's late for the period. And I that's why I say actually this is an example of old school, because this is late 80s, but it's firing on all cylinders. Everything looks good. There's no cut corners. Like you said, the backgrounds look good. There's only tiny minor nitpicks. There's no glaring upside down golden arches or whatever to laugh at.
I mean, the oddest thing about this was the dude's face and his hair to me. Everything else seemed normal aspect of a person.
Right. And, well, to anime people, like I know that, when I've tried to show this to US audiences, especially ones who weren't used to anime character designs, it looks really weird. But Bean Bandit has, he does have that grotesque appearance, which I think helps with the display of supernatural toughness and strength later. I think it others him.
He is the second character today that I did earlier recordings with the lessons that I will say will have been played by Jay Leno.
Yeah. This is in that range of exploitative cinema. Like you have to be here for the gun porn, for occasional displays of blood and violence, for, like I said, there's also the silliness of it of, okay, we gotta make, we're all shoot each other with blood and stuff. We're worried about the safety of this child. By the way, at no point are we putting a seatbelt on her.
Yeah, like I said, no consideration given. But then again, I imagine if you're so worried that you're double strapping yourself in your seat, you're not spending the time to look back.
I mean, you'd think they would at least have strapped the kid in, but...
I mean, as a matter of the fact that they're bad guys themselves, but I guess they're not too worried about her getting injured and not getting the ransom.
It just seems weird. And of course, the funny part that I always love, where they get stopped at the rich guy's estate and they surround the car all from 3 feet away with guns. It's like, no.
Well, as I said, it feels like the drug dealer estate.
Yeah.
Never cross firing arcs.
They're the Grimwood group, whatever that means. So, and they just happen to have full premises.
I mean, if you're that already loaded up, you're gonna be like, who's coming after you to begin with? Maybe you need something to take the chopper route that's going to abduct you. Clearly, they didn't do their job very well because both of them got abducted off screen.
Which is a bit of a loop that this guy, if he was a criminal, but I mean, maybe he showed up with minders and Semmerling executed them.
The end point of all this is that none of this was necessary. They had already captured both people.
Yeah, no, they
were just literally angry at these two for some reason.
Yes. I don't. I get the impression that Semmerling is. Yeah, I don't. Well, the problem is Semmerling never mentions she's doing any of this for revenge. I think Semmerling was just so evil and so greedy that her plan was to frame Riding Beam for the capture of the girl. And while the police, who have a hard-on for capturing the Roadbuster, are all going after Riding Beam, she would leave the country with both the $2 million and the lead of the Grimwood group. It might be that she has a grudge against the Grimwood group, which would make more sense, that she would steal the $2 million and do something terrible to this guy out of the country.
Not really set up, though.
Other one.
We had no background on the... Yeah, it's like, because she's got both of them already. I don't know.
Right.
It feels like that Indiana Jones problem. If Indiana Jones wasn't in the movie, nothing really changes.
Right, and I don't want to multiply entities needlessly. I do think their plan was to get him framed because she knows the police hate Bean, and getting him framed as cover for her escape, not beyond the pale. It does seem weird to kidnap the girl.
Nobody knows that she has him, though. So...
Right,
you're creating a distraction when no distractions yet needed.
Yeah. It probably could use another 10 minutes or so. To establish some of that. Like, if she hated like I said, if she hated the Grimwood group, I'd be fine with that because she really wants him and the money and is just blaming Riding Bean, or that she hates Riding Bean. I don't know. Something. Besides that little thing, though, the movie is only... I'm going to call that a fridge moment, where you go to the fridge later to get a beer. It's like, hey,
yeah, no, like
you do all of that.
I say it's not a thinker. I'm not going to be like thinking about it. It's like I'm watching it for the action. The fact that I kept up with the beginning to know what was going on. Good for them for putting that all at the beginning before I would start losing it. If they put that like in the middle, I'd already be focused on all the other stuff. Right,
and what I appreciate about it is it doesn't have a lot of like everyone is working in their own best interests. It's usually a thing that resounds with Rafferty, that everyone's working in their own best interests all the time. Maybe they're doing a little weird plus, but Semmerling is like trying to distract him with the radio while she's going to shoot him, and then Bean knows to set up, so he finds a way out of it by chopping the radio to go find you. I mean, those are kind of silly, but at least all the characters are moving forward. Or like later when, you know, the henchman says, I got your stupid kid, and Handler has to deal with it. It's like, what I appreciate about that is everyone's moving forward with their own stuff. There's never a moment where their character flips, or they do something that, you know, they had knowledge of that's just totally silly, that they would just revert. Like, there's no moment in there where somebody says, I have the kid, you have to surrender, so they do.
I mean, I got your kid thing didn't make any sense to me, because I don't think I realized that the guy was behind her. Because obviously he must have come from behind to get the kid out of the car, say, I got your kid. Because at no point does the handler turn around. She walks down the path away from the car. He says, I got your kid in front of the car, and we see her facing the same direction. So my thought is, obviously it's got to be the fake kid, because otherwise she would go back the way she came.
Right. I think that was a 180 rule problem. I think they could have storyboarded better.
They crossed the camera.
Right. So,
but I guess they did that very specific mistake in order to make you think they could have been the kid. So they may have done it on purpose. But
I mean, you've watched anime with me before where I go nuts saying, hey, why didn't you guys just do this? Or why are you actively, you know, like, why are you breaking the rules you set up earlier? Or why are you, you know, doing something that we said earlier was impossible? Or why are you acting against your own best interest? Like, none of that's happening here. Everybody, even though some of them may be a little sus, everybody's doing what they would do. And even Bean's supernatural toughness is introduced slowly over the course of the show.
Yeah, if it was a longer thing, like not just one OVA, if like a series, I'd have questions. Right. I think it's a good one and done.
I completely concur. I think like this is, I don't think this has legs to stand up. But that's why I said, like, if you just wanted to show somebody like an anime that was like, what was 80s anime like? You could show them this, and it's like, that's it. That's 80s anime. And they go, I was expecting to be more robots. It's like, yeah, sometimes there's robots.
All right. As much as that sounded like a perfect wrap-up note, did you have any other final thoughts you want to throw out there before we call this a day?
I am excited to hear that they did Kickstarter, like as we record this in about 3 days. There's supposed to be an HDMI release with dubbing. So I don't know how you would dub this, but it's interesting to me that they would apply 2020 techniques to what I think is extremely a 1980s artifact. Like I'm not really sure how they would handle certain parts of this that I think, and I, you know, like here I am doing the old man thing. It was of its time. Like I would be extremely curious what they would do about this. I am glad it's preserved. So, and like I said, I do recommend this to people, you know, warning them what they're going to get into. But, you know, if all you know about, you know, if you want to know what classic anime or what people are raving about classic anime, I think this is a really good one to show them.
Yep. Good take. It's been fun though. This was a good pick. I enjoyed it. But
thanks for having me.
Yeah, anytime. Once again though, I have been Theta. This has been Rafferty, sometimes Norman, depending on what you're looking up, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below, and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?